When I first saw creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurial thinking on my class schedule, I could tell that some of my beliefs were going to be challenged this semester. Ever since taking art classes in intermediate school, I had known that I wasn't a creative person. Not only was I unable to translate images from my head into a physical medium, I couldn't create new images mentally in the first place. At first, this realization made me feel disheartened, as I found artistic creation therapeutic and had always appreciated the beauty in art. However, I then remembered that I was strongly gifted in other ways. I have always been told that I have a very analytical mind, so I just accepted that my future was in data and observation, and that creativity wasn't for me. For years, nothing really challenged this idea. That is, until our class started on August 26th. Everything that I have done in Business 103 has challenged these deep-set beliefs. Not only did the course redefine what creativity meant to me, it also showed me that it isn't a gift given only to certain people, but rather a skill to be practiced and improved. On this page of my website, below the video, you can find information on every assignment, project, and discussion that I completed for this class, as well as reflections on how and what exactly they taught me. But I would like to break up any sense of neatness or perfection to tell you about what really got me to this point. Creativity is no simple concept, building it is no easy feat, and accepting that it applies to me, contrary to what I believed throughout years of personal development, was nearly impossible. Throughout the course, I submitted only 3 assignments on time. Every single piece of content here, aside from 2 discussion posts and the Resilience in Action project, was completed considerably late. You're most likely wondering, why in the world were you so disengaged? What took you so long to start doing work? In order to answer these questions, I present to you my creative introduction. From the moment that I left the first meeting of our class, I felt behind. A0, Creative Introduction. Creatively introduce yourself using a story. After just reading that, my head was already spinning. I had completely missed the deadline for the first project. Furthermore, the assignment guidelines were so simple that I had no idea where to begin. The biggest obstacle that prevented me from starting A0, along with almost every assignment to come, was learned helplessness. I had been taught by others and myself that I wasn't creative, would never be creative, was incapable of creativity. What was I even going to introduce? From the beginning, I felt out of place. I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm not an innovator. I am not creative. Week after week passed without any sign of change. I had given up. That was until I met with Professor Johnson. In that meeting, he didn't make a speech, give a lecture, or even try to tell me what I was doing wrong. All he did, and all he needed to do, was give me some hope. Hope that it wasn't too late to change both my grade in the class and my outlook on life. After our meeting, I considered the possibilities that I faced. Would I try to complete all the coursework in an impossibly short time, or would I remain stagnant and accept failure? Eventually, I decided to start small, making progress on work that I had left incomplete. Almost immediately, dots began to connect in my mind. I realized that creativity was not the one-dimensional trait that I had imagined for so long, but that it was more of an attitude, and that it was an opportunity to greatly improve almost every aspect of my life. Curiosity, confidence, resilience, all qualities that I'm proud of and was wishing that I had more of. As I worked through the different chapters and assignments, I became increasingly hungry for change. Not only did I want to understand the creative mindsets, but I also wanted to start implementing them into my life. I felt eager to try new things, prevent paralysis due to failure, and to feel the same passion when learning things in the future. Today I utilize this mentality to make changes throughout my life. I no longer avoid discomfort at all costs. Instead, I try to experience ideas that are new to me, learning about myself and others in the process. The biggest difference in my outlook today, as opposed to August, is that I live with much less fear. I am infinitely more confident in my own abilities to plan, perform, and persevere. I now know that I am capable of extraordinary inquiry, adaptation, and persistence. Creativity no longer feels like something I have to chase. It's something I have built within myself, a quiet yet constant reminder that growth begins the moment you stop believing you can't change. I'm Ben Wilson, and that is how the creative mindsets changed my life.